So, welcome back, everyone. This is your host and author, Rick Hale. So, it's been a while since I have done a Ask a Ghost Hunter, and it's because I was like thinking of switching things up a little bit. I've decided that I'm going to retire Ask a Ghost Hunter. And I thought to myself, it's like, so what can we do that's a little bit different rather than answering questions that people have asked me over the years? And I thought that I would go more towards a kind of like a podcast format. And a word that I've been using for a long time in the paranormal is paranormal land. Because let's face it, there is a lot that is going on in the paranormal community, and it's kind of taken on a life of its own over the years. So I've decided that I was going to rebrand Ask a Ghost Hunter to Welcome to Paranormal Land. Come for the hospitality and stay for the weirdness. So, what would be the perfect topic for this brand new show? And it really took me a long time to think of a brand new topic and something that really matters to the paranormal community, as well as the world in general. And the thing that I came up with is artificial intelligence, or AI. So recently I was scrolling through Instagram, as I like to do. Believe it or not, I actually prefer Instagram to Facebook. I think Instagram is a lot more fun because I like looking at a lot of the videos, as well as, pictures of people that they put on there. And I came across this picture. And at first it really blew my mind. It was a picture that somebody was claiming that it was the fabled Dogman. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Dogman has been a big part of many Native American myths and legends over the years. And I saw this picture of this upright standing wolf-like creature standing in the middle of the woods. And I'm looking at this thing and it's like, wow. I mean, this was extremely convincing looking. I mean, it had this menacing snarl on its face, and it's standing upright, and it's got fur all over it, and it's showing its fangs. And like, this is something that, you could, truly be terrified of, that this is something that is really scary. And then I'm like looking at it a little bit more. And then I come to the conclusion that this is something that was definitely made by artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something that has really overtaken technology over the last few years. And believe me when I say this, I am not a person who is against technology, because that would be hypocritical, considering the fact that I do make these videos from my smartphone, from my Android smartphone. So it'd be really hypocritical for me to say that I don't like technology. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, I'm a little more than just leery of artificial intelligence. And maybe that's because, one, I was a kid back in the 80s. I'm 52 years old, so I grew up back in the 80s. So I grew up with the whole idea that one day Skynet will become sentient and decide that humanity is far too sick to survive and will rain down nuclear missiles on our heads, thanks to the Terminator movies. But yes, I do believe that artificial intelligence is all around us, everything these days. But another reason that I don't like artificial intelligence is because I believe that it really muddies the water, especially with things like something as divisive as politics. I mean, you could put a video out there of a political leader that you hate more than anything and make them look like they did something horrific. Trust me, a lot of these men and women, they don't need AI generated images or videos to make them look bad, because they pretty much do that all on their own. But what about when the paranormal is involved? There is a lot of videos And there is a lot of pictures out there reportedly showing things that, are paranormal in nature, like, the dog man that I suggested, or ghosts, or even, UFOs. Right now we have just disclosure is just all over the place. And the United States government is finally releasing, or rather I should say, declassifying videos and pictures and reports of visitation from UAPs or UFOs, whatever you choose to call it. I'm an old school guy, so I'm going to call it UFOs and little green men. But yeah, it does. They do reportedly show these kind of things, and that's kind of where AI comes in. It's very simple these days. You don't even really have to be a tech savvy person to go to an AI and say, "Hey, create this." And make it look as realistic as possible. And that's exactly what artificial intelligence does, especially here in paranormal land. You see a lot of it these days. But really, artificial intelligence is not the start of this. I mean, for you to really appreciate the idea of hoaxing, you can go back well over a century to the very beginning of parapsychology, psychical research, ghost hunting, whatever you want to call it, back in the 1800s. Even back then, people would hoax pictures. There was in spiritualism, which was like a huge religion thanks to the Fox sisters in the 1840s, with their communications with the dead. Whether or not you believe that is... Believe me, nobody's going to hold it against you if you're skeptical, because I am somewhat skeptical of the Fox sisters as well. But it really did open up people's eyes and people's minds that there was something outside of us, something greater, something that religion could not give us. Because up until that time, Christianity, and in many ways it still is, Christianity was and still is very much the dominant religious belief system in the Western world. And when spiritualism came about, people were like, "Oh, hey, we don't have to work. We can die, and we could, our loved ones can still contact us from beyond the veil." So, with that being said, you still did have people, con artists. What they would do is that they would sit people down in a parlor like room, and then take a picture of them and then show them the picture, and in this picture was what looked like their dead grandmother or even their dead pet. And they would sell it to these people at an exorbitant price, and it really was exploiting people's beliefs, exploiting people's fears of the afterlife, and really it was very predatory in nature. Jump ahead into the 20th century, as photography started to evolve. People were also faking pictures as well. And then when video started coming into it, people were able to fake videos and make it look very, very real. But anybody who knew anything about video making or photography could very easily debunk those pictures or disprove those videos. But here we are now in the 21st century with AI, artificial intelligence, whatever you choose to call it, and it really is starting to become a little bit more difficult to discern what is real and what is possibly generated by artificial intelligence. And we're definitely seeing this every day in paranormal land, and people are taking advantage of it. People are actually making money off of these videos and off of these pictures that they created through artificial intelligence and putting it out there and saying that it is real. And the thing is that I will always tell people, whenever they hoax something like this, seriously, you're not doing yourselves any favor. You're not doing the rest of the field of psychical research and paranormal investigation and research any kind of a favor. In fact, you're making us all look very stupid. You're making us look like we are all in this for fame, or we are all con men, con artists, whatever. And we're putting this out there to exploit people and their fears and exploit people's beliefs. And really, it's just not good. So I don't want to sound like I'm getting preachy with this, but I definitely think that artificial intelligence is doing a greater disservice to paranormal land than it is doing something good for us. So seriously, in the future, please, think about it before you you use artificial intelligence to make a video or make a picture, and think to yourself, it's like, man, am I doing anybody any favors? Probably not. So please, use artificial intelligence at your own risk. I use it. I really do. I used it to make the logo for Common Sense Paranormal Media, because I'll be perfectly honest with you, I have zero artistic talent, and I don't know how to draw, I don't know how to paint, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. But seriously, also too, when it comes to artificial intelligence, it's also a good thing to practice discernment as well. Really study the image, really study the video, and think to yourself before you share it, because you really may be unwittingly sharing something that is a hoax. Just think to yourself, it's like, am I going to make myself look dumb? Am I going to make the field, am I going to discredit the entire field of paranormal research and investigation? And if the answer is that the possibility is there, if in doubt, basically just throw it out. So I wanted to say thank you to everyone for joining me at this first episode of Welcome to Paranormal Land. I am your host, Rick Hale, ghost hunter and author, and thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this. And remember, when it comes to artificial intelligence, learn to practice some discernment. Thanks a lot, everyone.